So the first episode of Raising Kanan did a full circle. Raquel had big plans for Kanan. She wanted him to go to school, get a good job, become a CEO or some shit. But the harsh reality is if she really wanted this for Kanan, then she would have sent him to live with his grandma years ago. But as Kanan said, she didn't. And she kept him right here because throughout this series, we're going to see how she sees Kanan as a reflection of herself. So as the episode in essence did a full circle, I'm going to do the same with this video, explaining the circle of Kanan's life and what this bullet means not only for Kanan that he fired, but the bullet that Raquel fired too, and how it came to a full circle for Kanan and what it also means for Raquel and her fate. So watch the video till the end so you get a better understanding of this ending scene for episode 1 and what it means and the circle of Kanan's life. But if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 related over the coming months. But this episode started in 1985 with a young Kanan, where we saw his first fight and also showed that Raquel wasn't going to be a mother who was going to fight his battles. She was going to be someone who teaches Kanan from the beginning to stand his own ground, telling Kanan that he either deals with them or he deals with her, with Kanan then making a name for himself in his neighborhood. But Raquel wanted more for him. She had a plan which was to send him to Stuyvesant and go to a school downtown, leave this life behind. She wanted him to do what they couldn't and get out of this neighborhood, leave this life behind that they were stuck in because it was never good enough for them. She understood, unlike Marvin, because he's clearly someone who doesn't pay attention to jukebox, because she had every chance to go to Stuyvesant as well, but told her that she'd never be accepted. But this family who have dinner at Lamont's Diner every Wednesday are a close family, and Kanan and Raquel are extremely close, with Raquel having Kanan when she was just 15 years old. So it's always been Kanan and her versus everybody, and nobody's ever going to get between her and her son. And it's clear that Kanan wants to be just like his mom. He wants to help her run the family business, he wants to protect her, just like we saw her protect him in the very first episode. It was made even more clear that Kanan wanted to protect his mother when D-Wiz told him that he saw Buck on the corner of 140th, which used to be one of Raquel's corners, until she struck a deal with Unique. He took matters into his own hands, which was no doubt fueled by Buck dating Davina, at the same time of him wanting to help and protect Raquel, her business, and protecting her reputation, just like how Raquel helped Kanan protect his in the 1985 scene. And no doubt something he'll do again. But he let his emotions get the better of him with Buck, and something that he's going to need to learn to control, because I do think we'll see his emotions get the better of him when he follows his heart instead of his head when it comes to someone like Davina, who we all know is going to be bad news for Kanan. And I don't think Kanan can trust Davina, and this is just another tough lesson that he's going to face this season. But Kanan pulling the gun on Buck 20 led to this conversation between the family, which revealed more things than one. Kanan wasn't having Unique's crew or Buck disrespecting his moms, and that's why he took action. It goes back to what I said about Kanan and his thought process about why he did what he did. He feels the need to protect his moms because he wants to be just like her. They've got this real close relationship and connection, but regardless of them having this close relationship, Kanan's actions are going to have some real bad consequences for Raquel and her business, and himself as well. Kanan thinks he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't. He's too early in the game to be making decisions about taking corner boys out, and now Raquel's lost her corners and the deal that she made with Unique, and there's going to be some big consequences on Kanan's end too. The streets need a body because Unique can only control what he can control, but Buck has people all over Southside, and they're going to want a body, and this is where I think Kanan's first real loss will come, because we all know that Kanan won't die, but someone's going to have to pay for Buck, and that could well be D-Wiz. We heard 50 narrate and tell us that D-Wiz was down for whatever, whenever. He's loyal to Kanan, and he was also the one who shot and probably the one who killed Buck himself, because they questioned who hit him. And this first season is going to be all about learning for Kanan. He's going to have to experience the loss and the death of a close one, and it's going to have to happen soon, and soon as in the next episode. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see one of Kanan's crew being killed like D-Wiz, because as Unique said, the streets need a body, and Buck's people are going to keep on coming until they catch a body. So it's really going to be an eye for an eye. Now Raquel wasn't the only one who told some home truths, so did Kanan. Kanan told Raquel that she could have sent Kanan away a long time ago to another school that was safe, but she didn't, and that's because Raquel wants to keep Kanan close. Unique said they have this connection that him and his son will never have, and he's right. Raquel and Kanan will be really close. Now this conversation also showed us that Raquel took the position of power from Marvin because he couldn't deal with being in charge. He was too responsible, and one day at some point we're going to see Kanan taking the position of power during Raising Kanan as well, and this is something I'm going to touch on at the end of the video when I do talk about Raquel's fate. But Raquel and Kanan have this connection and this bond where Raquel doesn't want to let Kanan go as much as she wants to, and it was clear after the shootout scene that the best way to raise Kanan would be to keep him as close as possible, but not after hearing it from our trusted right hand man who's Lulu. I'm sure this isn't the first time we see Lulu making a call and Raquel listening to what he has to say either, but Marvin also said that she won't be able to save him on his own either, with him meaning that we're now going to see him mentoring and teaching him in the hustle, the business, and how to protect himself, and we saw a glimpse of him doing so already in the heated family debate when Marvin told him that he needs to burn his sweatshirt, something that we saw Tasha teach Tariq. But along the way he's going to have to learn even more before the cycle of his life comes to an end, and you ain't a real killer till you kill someone you love. No doubt he's learned this from his moms, and this is something we still have to see. It's something I touched on in my previous video where I said I think it could have been Raquel who lit High Post up for being a snitch. Before Kanan, We do know of one person who he did kill that he loved, and we saw it in Power with Jukebox. He said that he never loved anybody harder than he did with Jukebox, and watching episode 1 and watching their relationship throughout Raising Kanan, we'll probably question why Kanan killed Jukebox, and that kill not making much sense, but it also shows how much love he grew for Tariq, because he saw himself in Tariq. He saw the relationship that he had with his mother Raquel in the relationship that he had with Tariq, albeit with them two growing up in two completely separate upbringings. Kanan saw the gangster in Tariq, and he said he was more cold than Ghost was at the same age. So that's his relationship with his mom. But then we come to the ending scene of episode 1 with Raquel finally accepting that if Kanan is going to be in it, then he's going to have to go from being the hunted to the hunter. And this is where Raquel made reference to Greek mythology with Orion the hunter. Now Orion in Greek mythology was a giant hunter who was placed in the stars, and this is what Raquel wants Kanan to be, the hunter. And this is what we're going to eventually see Kanan become, the hunter, just like we saw in Power. Kanan was the hunter. He was hunting down Ghost. He was hunting from the very first season, and even when he was in prison making maneuvers to hunt and assassinate Ghost. But when he wasn't successful with killing Ghost before he got out of prison, he then turned to hunt and attack from the inside, because he knew he couldn't get into a war with Tommy. In Power he was constantly hunting for his rightful position, the position that was taken from him by Ghost. Now Raquel gives Kanan a gun and tells him to squeeze one off, and that bullet is now there, circling the world with Kanan's name on it, and he's going to be running from it forever, until one day it circles back and hits Kanan, just like it did in Power in season 5 episode 8, where Tariq sets him up to be killed. And that's the circle of Kanan's life, the bullet that's been circling the world with Kanan's name on it, until it eventually came back around in season 5. But Raquel also squeezed off a few rounds too, and to me her fate is sealed, because her bullet is also going to come full circle. She also has one with her name on it, which she's running from, which is going to circle the world at some point and come back and hit Raquel. Now Kanan will one day be ready, not now, probably not even in season 2 or season 3, but at some point Kanan will be ready, and at some point he'll also be working under Breeze. If he was working under Breeze, then at some point his moms would no longer be in the picture, and so I do think we'll see her die in the series, and I really wouldn't be surprised to see if Kanan really was the one to kill his moms, because we've seen a father and son killing theme all the way throughout Power. For those of you who have watched my videos over the last 8 months or so will know I've made reference to it a few times, and did we really believe in season 1 that Ghost's life would end with Tariq pulling the trigger? This is why I really wouldn't be surprised if Kanan did the same, because always remember, you ain't a real killer until you kill someone you love. So on that note, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Drop me your thoughts and comments down below, because we know how Kanan's story ends, but is this similar circle of life going to end Raquel? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.